This is Pacific Northwest Hunter on Instagram. Today I'm going to talk about my Carbon Spyder Turbo. It seems that a lot of people were asking me on what I've done with it on Instagram, so I figured I'd go ahead and make a video and explain everything that I've done. This bow by far is my favorite bow. I've had several other bows before this one and they all shot great. The only complaint that I had between all of those bows was the weight. And when you're hiking in the mountains 3 to 4 miles just to get to your hunting spot, that weight can translate into energy, and I was looking for something that was lightweight enough that I'm not going to use a lot of energy to make it to my hunting spot and still be able to hunt. So I came upon the Carbon Spyder Turbo. This is an amazing bow. I'm not going to do a review on it. I'm just going to tell you what I've done to my Carbon Spyder Turbo, simply because these are upgrades I feel that make the bow that much more better. Immediately you'll notice these silver screws throughout the bow. What these silver screws are is they are titanium bolts. Even the cam modules have titanium bolts too. I switched out all the screws on the bow to titanium because it makes the bow even that much more lighter. You notice I'm using like a ridiculously large bee stinger. I've gone through a number of stabilizers, and I have to say that I've been sticking with this one so far simply because it's easier to tote around with while you're hiking. So I can throw it over my shoulder and I can even keep my hands free and still hike. I really like the way it helps me follow through my shot. It immediately, with that weight out there, rocks the bow forward so I can follow efficiently. Changed out the arrow rest. I've gone through 2 different arrow rests. I started out with a ripcord, and then I've ended up with the Trophy Taker Smackdown Pro. And the reason why I picked this one was because of full containment unit. The ripcord was a full containment as well, but it wasn't as large. And so I wanted a larger containment area for my arrow. And the other thing I've done is I put some moleskin on there to help prevent the arrow from making noise while inside of it. That's the only complaint I have about this particular arrow rest, is that with the metal exposed there, when you load your arrow, it does clink. So you don't want to have any noise while you're loading your arrow if you're in a spot and stock situation, or even in a tree stand. Because the containment area is so big, I put a little piece of felt here as well. That way the arrow doesn't hit the carbon. Can't even hear it. Night and day difference. I'm also using a Trigicon AccuPin. It's a single pin, adjustable. It's very easy to use. I've never had an issue with it. A lot of people say that they've had different issues with it. You know, to be honest, it's really, I guess, all how you set it up. The other upgrades I've changed out is the plates. I've added plates instead of the factory grip. One of the other things I've changed out is the air shock system. I switched over to a limb saver system. I'm no longer using the air shocks, and so far it's been unique. It's gotten a little bit quieter. The biggest difference, honestly, was the titanium screws. For me, putting that on the bow changed it drastically, as well as switching out the strings to a VTX Vapor Trail string. The string set is fantastic. The factory BCYX material that it does come with is great, but it only lasted me my amount of shooting 8 months. And at that point, I had to buy a new set. They just got tired and wouldn't hold axle to axle. So I swapped out to the VTX, and I've been very happy. Well, that's it for my upgrades for my Hoyt Carbon Spyder Turbo. I hope you guys pick one up and enjoy it as much as I do. For now, this is Pacific Northwest Hunter on Instagram. Have a good day. Thanks for watching.